All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. My name is Joanne, and like we were just chatting about, this is a new platform for a lot of us, and we just really appreciate your patience during this time. Christy has been putting in such a huge effort to bring all this together, so really want to give a big thanks out to Serasana Bee Cave and all the hard workers behind the scenes. So we're gonna do just a basic, nice gentle class again. I want you to listen to your body as always. So if you're taking care of anything today, make your modifications and adjustments. I obviously can't see you, so just really trust yourself to do what you need to do this morning. If you do want to put on some nice gentle music in the background on another device, feel free to do so. And the other thing I wanted to mention today is I really want you to try to make the commitment for the next hour to stay on your mat or on your carpet or in your space. One of the many benefits of going to a yoga studio to practice is that we're kind of forced to stay in that space and be mindful and kind of go into our zone. And it can be really challenging at home when you have pets and kids and everything else distracting you to not want to step off your mat and be distracted. So just do your best, and please stay through Shavasana if you can, or do it on your own. So thank you, Christy, Serasana Bee Cave. Let's get started. I'm going to have us start seated on our mat. So I would highly recommend sitting up on something. You can grab your pillows off your bed. You can grab cushions that you might have that are a little bit more firm, yoga block or a nice big book. You can even just have a bath towel or some blankets from around the house to sit up on. You're even more than welcome to start in a chair if that feels better for your body. I'm going to take this cushion I have and prop my sit bones up on it. You can take Sukhasana, easy cross pose, heel to heel, or any other option that works best for your legs and your body. I do want you to find those sit bones so you can wiggle around, move the flesh out of the way. Loosen up your clothing here, get nice and comfortable. And then we're going to rest our hands down on the knees or the thighs. If you'd like to take Chin Mudra, you bring the index finger and thumb to touch and the other 3 fingers extend. Again, pressing the palms down can be a little bit more grounding. Palms up, a little bit more energizing. And then I want you to float the centers of your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. So you're creating a lot of length all the way up through the crown of the head. Once you're comfortable, let's close our eyes. Redirecting our attention and awareness back into the body. Letting go of all the outside distractions. And giving ourselves the gift of being present for the next hour. Continue to make adjustments in your posture if needed. And we'll start with a mental scan of our body this morning. So again, the crown of the head is lifting and lengthening. Soften the muscles of the face. Poof the cheeks, wiggle out the mouth, tongue, and jaw. Again, feel the head floating lightly on top of the shoulders. Lift and lengthen from the belly button all the way up through the front of the body, across the chest and heart. Lift and lengthen all the way up the back of the body, vertebra by vertebra. Keeping the length in the torso, feel the weight of your shoulders, elbows, and your hands resting on your knees or your thighs. Maintaining this tall posture, try to release through the hips and hip creases. Soften down the thighs, behind the knees. Notice where the legs are touching each other and where the body is making contact with the floor below. And relax all the way down into the ankles, the feet, the toes. If we found areas of our body that we're healing or taking care of, I want us to pause on those areas for a moment. Send a nice deep healing breath into those areas. And as you exhale, allow them to relax. Remembering that every day is a new day. We each have permission to modify and adjust our practice accordingly. And we let go of judgment and any expectations we may have placed on ourselves or our practice. Continue to be mindful of your posture, and we'll spread our awareness now to the rhythm of the breath. Simply observe and watch the body breathe in. And observe and watch the body breathe out. Notice the quality of your breath, any subtle movement. Ideally breathing as smoothly and evenly as possible in and out through the nose. Begin to notice how the body naturally expands when you inhale, filling yourself up with fresh air, prana, and energy. And notice how the body naturally contracts and relaxes as we exhale away stale old air and energy. Breathe at a pace that's comfortable for you. We'll try to take this breath a little bit deeper today and practice a few rounds of our belly breathing. So I want you to start concentrating around the belly and the abdomen. If it helps you focus, you can even place one or both of your hands on your belly at this time. On your next inhale through the nose, I want you to relax your belly as much as possible. Allow it to expand like a balloon. When you exhale back out through the nose, gentle contraction of the abdominal muscles, drawing the belly back in towards the body. Inhale, breathing, belly relaxes and expands. This allows the diaphragm to drop down, pulling our breath deep into the lungs. When you exhale and contract belly in, it helps push the diaphragm up, pushing all that old air out of the lungs. Try to take 2 more rounds at your rhythm and pace, maintaining a nice tall posture. From here, on your next inhale, you can keep your eyes closed, but we'll bring both hands together in front of the heart into Anjali Mudra. On the exhale, we can soften the head down towards the heart. Pausing here to create a positive intention, a mantra that we can practice throughout our class today, or even making a dedication for our class today. And now we'll practice palming. So if you do wear glasses, you'll take them off or modify. Eyes closed, I want you to take your hands and start rubbing them together vigorously, as fast as you can. You're trying to create heat in the hands. And once you feel that heat, you make 2 cup shapes with your hands and you seal the eyes off around the edges. And then we allow our hardworking eyes to simply rest and enjoy that darkness and warmth for a moment. You may also take your fingertips and start to knead and massage out the forehead, the temples, the brow, the hairline, all the way around the tongue, the jaw, if you like. And then whenever you're ready, we'll start to flutter those eyelids open and start to bring our awareness back into the room. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, let's relax the arms down beside us. So we have been seated for a little bit here. I'm going to have us switch up the cross of our legs if we're sitting cross-legged. So take a mental note of which foot is in front, but let's give them a quick little wiggle so you can float your knees up. And just stretch your legs out in front of you. You're welcome to keep the knees bent. Point and flex your feet a couple times. You can massage down those legs, get the blood flowing. Flat palms or fists, little punching massage. Nice exercise to do to stimulate the blood flow back into the legs. And then opposite foot in front unless you're modifying for any reason. Draw that low belly in to sit up as tall as possible. Reach your arms out beside you, clear your space if you need to. Big breath in through the nose. Let's float those arms all the way up to the ceiling, stretching the side body. Turn your palms out. Exhale, float the arms back down to the ground. Again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, release. Now keep your fingertips to the floor, head nice and floating. Seated triangle. Inhale, just your right arm up beside the head. So I want you to keep both sit bones rooted, belly in. Exhale, we're going to lean over to our left. We'll flow in this pose today. So your inhale will pull you back up. Switch arms. Exhale, lean to your right. So this is lateral extension for the spine. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Keep going with your breath side to side. Option for a different stretch, you can turn your gaze or drishti down towards the ground. You can keep it in neutral, or you can even look up towards your top hand. Let's do one more to each side. Feel the waist, the rib cage, and shoulders stretch, but stay nice and grounded through the sit bones and the core. So you should be doing one more to your left, and then we're going to meet it back into center with both arms up. So we'll catch up here. We'll bring our palms to touch and exhale our hands right back in front of our heart. Interweave all 10 fingers. If you want, switch that grip up. We try to do that in class. Exhale, push palms forward. This is purposeful rounding of your back. So I'm drawing the belly in. I'm splaying my shoulder blades. I can drop my chin to the chest. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward. Float the arm bones up. Lengthen the spine. As you exhale, tuck and round over an invisible beach ball. Great pose to get rid of tension and tightness in the upper back and shoulders. Big breath in. Tip the pelvis forward. Create length up the back. One more with your breath. Seated cat-cow. Again, we'll meet on the inhale. Next time you extend your arms up, let's open the hands up. Active twisting. Exhale, twist to your right using your muscles. Keep the spine long and tall. Arms hover parallel or reach down. Head, neck, and eyes can follow. Inhale, reach everything back up to center. Keep that nice long spine. Exhale, twist and rotate to your left. Let the head, neck, and eyes follow. One more to each side. Inhale, breathing, lengthening. Maintain that length. Exhale, wring everything out. Open your eyes as wide as you can. Peek behind you. Big breath in and up. And one more nice big strong twist to your left. Twisting, twisting. Eyeballs can stretch. Big breath in and up. Palms touch. Exhale to center. So we'll make our transition to tabletop. Those of you that like to crawl forward over your legs, you may. You may also just stretch out the legs. Give them a little wiggle. So you'll have to organize yourself on your mat. I'm going to turn sideways now so that you can see me. Take your extra cushion for your knees. Fold your mat maybe a few inches back in the middle for your kneecaps. Spread out a blanket, a towel for the knees and shins. Or we can just bring ourselves flat to the floor. So we'll be stacking our joints here. I want those hands spread as wide as you can possibly spread them. They need to be as broad as your shoulders. Index fingers pointing straight forward to the front of your mat. Strength through the arms, so push into the ground. Draw that low belly in to stabilize the low back. Thigh bones perpendicular, knees and feet are hips width apart. Be mindful of where your head is in space. We want the neck to be in a nice neutral alignment with the back. So you can bring your drishti just slightly forward to the front of your mat. Keeping your hips level, stretch your right foot out behind you. Make space if needed. Toes are tucking under. You may push that heel back to intensify the stretch. Come back to neutral, strengthening. We're going to hover the right leg parallel to the floor. So your right foot is actively flexed, pressing the sole of the foot towards your back wall or imaginary back wall. Option, float left arm up, palm in, thumb up. So this does turn into a balancing pose, spinal integration. Let your breath just flow nice and smoothly in and out through the nose. One more big breath in. Exhale, hand and knee down to the ground. Not a lot of shifting here. Stabilize those hips. Use your core. Stretch your left foot back to the ground. Give that heel a little press back if you want to stretch it a little bit more. Come back to neutral. Use your muscles to float that left leg up parallel to the floor. Active foot, toes point down. Nice strong arms. Add the right arm if you like. Palm in, thumb up. Spinal integration, balancing their body, working our brain. Take another big breath in. Our exhale will bring the hand and the knee down, tabletop. When your wrists want to take a break, rise up on your fingertips and Hasta Bandha. That's like holding a nice shiny apple in your palms, or a strong punching fist, palms face each other. Those are your options for your wrists. Flat palm, fingertips, or fist for wrists. On our inhale, relax the belly, lift the tail and the crown of the head, decompressing the spine. As you exhale, scoop the tail under, pull the belly in, tuck and round the back up, stretching the muscles of the back. Follow your breath. Inhaling to cow pose. Exhaling to cat stretch. Any other movement you might want to do here in your shoulders, hips, or necks to just get rid of tension, tightness in those muscles. We'll come back to neutral and let's come off our hands completely. Child's pose. Go into your favorite child's pose. Wide knee child's pose, great alternative. Try to sink your hips to your heels, melt the belly, the heart, and the head to the floor. Those of you taking care of your knees, towel, rolling it up, placing it behind the knee crease, and then sitting back. Or keep your hips up and rest on your forearms in a puppy pose. If the head is not touching the ground, use a book, a yoga block, or your hands or arms to support the forehead. And then just take a couple breaths here. Stretching out the lower back, the lumbar, around the hips. Child's pose, a great pose to practice to just decompress, de-stress. Nice to do before bedtime to help with sleeping. On our next inhale, we'll float the head up and bring our body back up. Tabletop. Give those legs a nice little stretch to have the blood flow back down through those knees. Those of you that would like, walk your hands maybe one hand's distance forward, tuck your toes, pull that low belly in, and float up, back, and down. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Those of you going up into your downward facing dog today, feel free to pedal your heels, one heel at a time, stretching out the whole back of the leg. Make sure your weight is continuing to be balanced between both hands, fingers wide, hands as wide as your shoulders. Try to pull your shoulder blades away from your ears so that the neck is long and the head is floating between your upper arm bones. You can round the front body towards the back body. You're drawing belly to the thighs. You're trying to widen your sit bones as you bring your thighs to that imaginary back wall and the weight down to the heels. Regardless if the heels touch or not, that doesn't matter. Let's try to take one more breath in down dog, remembering that if you're taking care of any blood pressure, heart conditions, be mindful, take breaks as needed. So we're transitioning to standing forward fold. From tabletop, step 1 foot at a time forward. From downward facing dog, walk hands to feet or feet to hands. My low back people, you'll keep a nice deep bend in your knees and place the weight of your elbows on top of your thighs. The rest of us, depending on how deep we want to go, can hinge from our hips. Feet parallel to each other. Pick up your toes. Remember, strong legs. So I want some action of softening of the knees, but strong quads. Pull up through that pelvic floor and the low belly. Grab a hold of your elbows for ragdoll. The head can relax down. And we're just trying to, again, release the upper half of the body down towards the ground. I'm coming up just so I can talk. So those of you in ragdoll, you can swing your shoulders, again, loosey-goosey the head. Just keep a lot of strength through the core to protect that back. We'll do a few of our halfway lifts this morning. Great pose to improve our posture and strengthen our back. So from Uttanasana, on the inhale, you lift the chest, fingertips rise up, draw your shoulder blades together. You're trying to iron out the back. And then as you exhale, you go back to your forward fold. Inhale, floats the chest, pull your shoulder blades down your back, open the heart, exhale, fold. A little bit more powerful version. Inhale, float the heart. Your arms come beside your torso, palms facing in to really activate that upper back. And then you exhale and fold. Let's try 2 more. Next time we inhale, flat back, hold. This exhale takes us into Utkatasana. You're sitting your hips down and back to an invisible chair. You're letting your arms float up towards the ceiling. Big, powerful pose here. Feet parallel, look at them. Knees track to the centers of the feet. Low belly pulling in. Chest lifting. Shrug the shoulders away from the ears. And then we're going to bring our hands to heart and start to get into a little balancing work. Balancing really important right now for our brain and our body and well-being. So I want you to shift your weight into your right leg and see if you can float your left foot from the floor. Maybe it's just a heel. Bring that foot down. Shift your weight to the left. Use your muscles. See if you can bring your right foot up from the floor. And bring that one down. You can try to sink a little lower down. Then we'll all take a nice big breath in and reach it wide and all the way up. Reach up towards the ceiling here, extended mountain pose. Bring your palms to touch and exhale to your center. So remember, strong legs, Avoid pushing your kneecaps back, but use that energy at the front of the quads. Mula Bandha can be lifting pelvic floor muscles. Uddiyana Bandha, lower abdominal muscles to help support you. Relax the head on the shoulders. So palm tree pose with our breath. Inhale, re-extend your arms up. This time, try to float those heels up. Palms touch. Exhale, lower the heels and the hands back to center. Make sure you have safe space around you. Use the wall if you like. Inhale, reach up. Heels up. Exhale, lower down. Let's try one more. Big breath in. And big breath out. Now open your feet a little wider than your hips. Again, let's shift our weight over to our right hand side. Push the right leg through the floor. Let your left side get a little light here. You can start to try to lift and lower those toes. Floating the arms down, playing with a little hover here. Little more power, spread your fingers and toes and reach out in all four directions. Breath is smooth, even, and steady. Feel free to play with some of your blind balancing today, blinking your eyes. Again, just make sure you have safe space around you. Take one more big breath in. On the exhale, I want us to land as softly as possible and go right into Tadasana or mountain pose. Try not to fidget, get distracted. Keep that focus and concentration. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Lean to your left. Push that left leg through the floor. Nice and strong left side. Right side can start to get a little light. Hover those toes up and down. Or come into a full hover, softly floating. More power, spread fingers, spread toes, reach out in all four directions. Little blink of the eyes if you want to try. Big breath in. Exhale again, land as softly as you can. Keep your focus right into mountain pose. We're training our mind to be centered and can control that monkey mind. From here, relax. I'm going to have us try to come into triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. We don't need props, but if you have a yoga block, you're welcome to use it. Open your feet nice and wide on your yoga mat. I want your toes pointing straight forward so that the lateral edge of your foot runs parallel to the short end of your mat. Extend the arms out straight from the shoulders. And if there is a plumb line, it might drop right from your wrist to your ankles. Shrug your shoulders from the ears and let your triceps and lats do most of the work. We'll pick up our left toes first, and you turn your left toes to one end of your mat. Avoid collapsing that knee, but it's straight but strong. You can have a little tip of your pelvis here. Inhale, reach towards that left foot. Maintain core and length in the side body. Exhale, just windmill the arms towards the ground. So you'll notice for me, I don't go very far. Maybe after a few breaths, I might try to go a little deeper. I'm not pushing down on the knee. I'm trying to maintain my core. And we should start to feel a nice stretch up the back and inside of the left leg. Head is an extension of the spine. The gaze might turn towards that edge of your mat, forward or upwards. And then just breathe. There is an opening of the heart, a little spiraling action that might happen. So if I bring the back of my left hand to the inner leg and spiral my left torso forward and right shoulder back, top hand, palm faces forward. Try one more breath. Now use your strength, your core, your legs. On your inhale, you pull yourself up out of the pose. Turn your left toes forward. Neutral spine and body. Pick up the right toes. They turn to the opposite side of the mat. Knee and toes should be in a nice straight line, so make sure this knee isn't falling inward. You really want to externally rotate that right thigh. Belly in, nice long neck. You can tip the pelvis and reach towards that right foot. Keep your length. As you exhale, windmill the arms. So both legs doing just as much work here. Be mindful of right knee. It's not collapsing, it is straight knee. Receive the stretch of the back inner thigh. Adjust the drishti accordingly. Down, forward, or upwards. You can add that little heart opening, that spiraling effect, rolling the right ribs forward, left ribs back. Your left palm should be facing forward. Take a breath. On your inhale, super strong, a lot of power and strength. Use your legs and your core. Pull yourself up out of the pose. Turn your right toes forward. Good. And exhale, take a break. Roll your shoulders out. So you can heel toe, or just step the legs back together. Let's do one more balance together. Again, wall, safe space. Trikonasana, tree pose. Bring the insides of the legs and feet as close to touch as you can. Big breath in and up. Exhale, hands to heart. Focus your gaze on one spot. Let's float that left heel up. Open the knee out. Try to keep your torso straight and strong. Sole of the foot, inner ankle or calf. Those of you that want to lift the foot up, you may. And then any variation of tree pose. Explore some movement, try to find stillness, whatever works for you today. Let's all try to take another deep breath in. Exhale, brings hand to heart. Point the left knee forward. Lift the thigh up parallel to the floor. Extend the foot forward for 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Keep your focus and concentration. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to center. Other side, you already know the math, so use your inner teacher to take you to the side of the pose. Explore the pose however you want. Inhale, when you get there, arms reach up. Exhale to center. Draw the right knee forward, lift the thigh up, extend the leg out. Foot flexed, pointed or pointed for 3, 2, 1. Release, keep your focus. And relax. All right, good job, you guys. Let's come back towards the front of your yoga mat if you're not already there, standing in a nice strong Tadasana. Feet parallel. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Nice strong legs. Pull up through those lower locks or bandhas. Head just floats. Give me a big breath in. Reach your arms back to extended mountain. If you'd like to take your drishti up for a gentle extension, do so. Micro bend the knees, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Your version, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, strong back. Exhale, find your mat. Let's try to take a big step back, 1 foot at a time, and practice our favorite pose, plank pose. So choose your plank. Hands, fingers spread nice and wide as your shoulders, strong arms, low belly in, compact your hips, use your glutes. Drop to the knees, kneeling plank, if that's better for your back. If we're taking care of our wrists, bring your forearms down and practice forearm plank. Wherever you are, we're gonna do 30 seconds starting now. Don't cheat. I can't see you, but don't you dare cheat. I'll find out. So I want you to press into the ground. Super strong, whole body. Pull that low belly in. Where's your head in space? Can you activate those thigh muscles, inner thighs? Can you press to the first knuckle of each finger and weight your balance evenly left to right? Can you smile? We're almost there. Give me one more big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, breathing, hips float up and back for downward facing dog. Take a break there. Tabletop or even child's pose. My down dog people, inhale, lift heels up as high as you can, stretch out the toes and the feet. And then let's all exhale, meet back down into your child's pose. Maybe keeping the knees together this time and sliding your hands to your feet, melting the head down towards the ground. So just observe, notice the breath, the body. Plank pose energizes our heart. So if you feel your heart working a little harder, that's good. From child's pose, hands under the shoulders, tuck the chin, round up 1 vertebra at a time. Knee people transition through tabletop. Once you restack the spine, shift your hips to one side, bring your feet forward. So we're transitioning now down to the ground. Have your bath towel or blanket ready for you if you'll want to have support for behind the head. Have space behind you. Those of you taking care of your back, the safest way to come down is to roll to one side. Use your hands to walk yourself down, and then roll onto your back. Those of us that want some more core from our plank, plant the feet, open your knees, reach your fingertips forward, draw the belly and scoop that tailbone, and you try to come down nice and slow. Do not compromise your back. Got to build up strength over time to do this pose. You're trying to roll vertebra by vertebra. Once your shoulder blades touch down, head touches down, bring your knees together, stretch your heels forward, flex your feet. Everyone reach your arms overhead. Stretch out your whole right side, stretch out your whole left side. Big breath in, stretch everything out. And exhale, float those arms down. So let's walk the feet in here. Adjust your clothing and your ponytails if you have them. Pull the low belly in, pull your knees up to neutral. Give your back a massage. Couple gentle inversions. Waterfall pose. Extend both legs straight up to the ceiling. Point and flex your feet. You can massage your hamstrings. If the legs don't easily straighten, the knees are bent, that's fine. Bring your hands behind your thighs and try to push your thighs into your hands and straighten from there. Try to keep your head in a nice neutral position. I'm just turning mine to make sure I'm talking towards the microphone there. Supta Konasana, open the legs. Arms support the outer thigh bones. Roll your ankles. Hands can move to the inside, massage those muscles. Let the low back continue to sink towards the ground. You're still gently drawing the belly in towards the spine. Shoulders relaxed. Happy baby, knees bend, reach for your toes or your feet. Let your knees fall wide and open. You can do a little rock side to side here. Some people like to stretch one leg out at a time. You can experiment with that. Rolling to one side, stretching the leg. Maybe revisiting wide angle pose, stretching both legs out. And then let's all bring the feet back towards each other. Hug your knees back into each other. So we'll take a spinal lift here. I want you to drop your feet towards the, or down to the floor. Not towards the floor. I want your feet on the floor. They're parallel to each other. We're coming into bridge pose. If you took something behind your head, you need to slide it out for a moment because I don't want you to jam up your cervical vertebra in the back of your neck. If you have a book, a nice thick book, or a yoga block, you're welcome to place that between your inner thighs. Parallel your feet, walk your shoulder blades under. Do not turn your head in this pose. You can bend at the elbows, palms face each other. Strengthen your back side to stretch the front side. So you'll engage your glutes, press down into the ground, and as you inhale, you're lifting your hips up. So I'm stretching the quads, the hip flexors, turning this back into a gentle inversion. We're gonna hold and breathe for a couple breaths. So you're squeezing the back side as you try to lift the front side. The chest can move towards the chin, but avoid tucking the chin to the chest. Weight in the shoulders. You can bring your arms underneath the body and interweave all 10 fingers as well. Avoid letting the knees splay open. Keep the energy. Knees pointing straight forward towards your toes. Try one more breath, Setu Bandhasan. One more big breath in. On this exhale, release your grip if it's there. Melt the body back down to the ground. You can cactus your arms from your shoulders. Elbows at 90, backs of the hands flop to the floor, and you can windshield wipe your knees side to side. You can open your feet as wide as your mat and windshield wipe from there. So windshield wiper pose, your knees aren't stacked here. They're like the wipers of a car, one knee dropping down at a time. It's a gentle twist. It's another stretch for the top of the hip and the quad, and you'll get a little arching here through that low back. The head can also turn the opposite direction of the knees. Let's take it to each side one more time. We'll bring the head and knees back to neutral. Draw the belly in to pull the knees in. Give yourself a little massage here. Try to reach your arms across the shin bones, floating the head up, nose towards the knees to stretch out the whole back. Giving our body a nice big hug today. Filling ourselves up with some gratitude and thankfulness for everything we just accomplished in our practice. Big breath in. This exhale, we get to let everything go. Relax. So we're going to start preparing for Shavasana. If you know how you like to set yourself up, please gather up your goodies. My low back people might want to open their feet wider than their hips. Let the knees drop together, toes turn slightly in. Bring support behind the head and neck as needed. Arms can roll open beside the body, palms up, fingertips curling in. If you have pillows or bolsters, place them underneath the thigh bones or behind the knees and stretch the legs out over top with the feet flopping open. If you have a blanket that you want to place on top of the body, if you have a washcloth you want to place over your eyes or any other prop, feel free to do so. And we'll all just take a moment to get as comfortable as possible for our Shavasana. Make sure everything's nice and loose in the body. Find the very back center of your skull by rocking the head side to side a couple times. Then let the back of the skull drop down in towards the ground. Smooth the skin of the forehead around the brow, eyebrow center. Let the eyeballs sink into the sockets. Poof the cheeks, wiggle out the mouth, tongue and jaw, let it go. Soften the throat. Draw the shoulder blades out, under, or down. Let the arms hang heavy away from the body as you relax the shoulders, elbows, backs of the hands. Soften the centers of the palms and the fingertips. And then relax the heart, the chest. Relax the belly completely. All of the internal organs. Relax all the way down the back of the body, vertebra by vertebra. Soften the muscles of the hips, the hip sockets, the buttocks, all the way around the thighs. Let the legs hang heavy as you relax from the hips to the knees, knees to the ankles. Soften the soles of the feet. Relax all of the toes. Relax the whole body. Soften and relax the inside of the body. The breath is easy, quiet, and calm. If the mind wanders, with love and compassion, bring it back to the peaceful breath. And for just one more moment of our day, we give ourselves permission to let go. Feel a sense of surrender and simply be and breathe. Resting here for several moments, and after some time, it will bring us back out of Shavasana. Gently start to come back to the breath. Breathing life back into the body, waking up the toes and the fingertips, rocking the head side to side, re-extending arms overhead to stretch everything out, the whole right side, the whole left side. Exhaling arms down, walking feet in, bending the knees together, or hugging your knees into the body to massage the back. Traditionally pausing on our right side in Supta Balasana. Please go to whatever side is most comfortable for you. Rolling to the right, right arm falls beside the head. Roll all the way over onto the right in a fetal position, head on the arm, left hand falls to the floor in front of the heart. Pausing a moment. Maybe setting another positive intention or mantra to take with us off of our mat back into our day. Eyes soft or closed, turn the heart to the floor, stretch your top leg out, pressing down to bring the body back up, where we will revisit any comfortable seated posture on your mat and finish with a couple more breaths together today. Sitting up nice and tall to the crown of the head, minding your space, reach your arms out wide, palms up. Big breath in through the nose, float those arms all the way back up to the ceiling and gather up everything we need for the rest of our day. Turn those palms out, bigger breath out, float your arms all the way back down and let go of all that other junk we don't need. One more time, inhale, reach up, fill yourself up. Palms touch, exhale, hands to heart. Humbly bow the head to the heart to honor and thank ourselves and our bodies for our practice today, and being grateful and thankful to anyone else in our life that made it possible for us to practice today. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. So again, I thank each and every one of you for taking time from your day to do something good for yourself. Thanks for reconnecting to us all. We so appreciate you. We miss everybody, and we'll keep doing our best to bring yoga to you. So if you have suggestions, please email Serasana Bee Cave. If you're having any issues with the technology, they're there for you to help you out. So I appreciate you guys. I hope this made your day a little bit better. Take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll see you